Do you wake up tired even after 8 hours of sleep? Are you dragging by 3 p.m. even though you've been drinking all the coffee? Do you feel like your body is working against you no matter how healthy you try to be? Click like right now if any of these sound like your daily struggle. I want to see how many of us are dealing with this. Because at one point I was testing it out, sleeping about 9 hours a night and still waking up the next morning dragging like I had been hit by a truck. I was doing everything right. Eating clean, exercising, taking vitamins, and drinking all the water. Mama don't play. But I felt like I was running on empty like 24/7. So drop a quick comment and tell me, what time of day do you crash out the hardest? Because for me, it was that brutal 3 p.m. wall that wanted me to climb up under my desk and take a nap. Hey y'all, I'm Drnina, a licensed clinical psychologist and that girl next door. And if you're tired of being tired, especially if you're doing everything right, this video here is about to change your life. Turns out it wasn't my habits that were the problem. It was 5 hormone imbalances that were literally stealing my energy. Now, before we dive in, this content is for educational purposes only. If you feel that you have hormone imbalances, based on what I share, the first step is taking your butt to the doctor, your doctor, and requesting a comprehensive hormone panel. Yes, you can ask for that. Don't try and diagnose yourself from YouTube, little grasshopper. Get proper lab work done by a qualified health professional. Too many people out here talking too much and ain't getting the blood work done. Today, I'm breaking down exactly which imbalances were sabotaging me and how I fixed each one.
Drnina, the girl next door. Beautiful brown baby doll.
But before we dive headfirst into these discoveries, I need to tell y'all about something that became a non-negotiable of mine for my energy support. Mary Ruth's, and they're today's sponsor. As y'all know, I've shown y'all Mary Ruth's products multiple times over multiple years. I was really hardcore with them pre-pregnancy, during pregnancy, and really after pregnancy because of their liposomal products. We all about high absorption over here. And now I'm even gearing up to introduce our little Hunter to their kids' probiotics as soon as she hits 2. Because supporting health from within, now that's a family thing. Now, when I was dealing with fatigue, I realized that what I was putting in my body was just as important as figuring out what was going wrong. Now I'm loving their morning liquid multivitamin. And this one is plus hair growth, and it contains Lustrova, clinically shown to grow thicker, fuller hair in just as little as 3 weeks, and reduce facial wrinkles and fine lines, and improve skin texture. Sign me up. Now here's what I love about this formula. It has all 8 B vitamins, all 8, plus 10,000 mcg of biotin as magnesium bionate, which is 40 times more soluble than regular biotin, plus methylated folate as calcium. I need all the calcium I can get with these bones now. And all of this that my body can actually use effectively. The liquid absorption is incredible compared to any large or horse pills, as people put it. And both the dragon fruit melon and the peach mango flavor, baby, chef's kiss, amazing. They actually taste good, and I actually look forward to having them with my first meal. And y'all know what I tell you, true beauty starts from within. And when your hair and skin looks healthy, it's usually a sign that those hormones are getting better support. Get 20% off site-wide or on Amazon at Mary Ruth's with my code MRO Drnina. You're going to be so happy you did. I'm going to tell you even more about how I use this in my routine, but first let's break down what was stealing my energy. Hormone imbalance number 1 is that my thyroid was acting like it was on permanent vacation when I needed the thing to work. Like I told y'all, at one point I was even allowing myself to sleep 9 hours. My husband will tell you it was no amount of sleep that I could get that was going to be good enough. And I know postpartum is a big deal and you're going to be tired, but this was well off into the year after Hunter was born. I started eating clean, exercising regularly again, and I still felt like I was moving slow as molasses. My hands and my feet were always cold. And my brain, it felt like it was wrapped in cotton. That's the best description I can give y'all. And my metabolism, well, that was moving slower than rush hour traffic. Within 2 weeks of supporting my thyroid properly, I went from needing 3 cups of coffee just to function to dropping down to just 1 cup and actually feeling alert and alive throughout the day. Now, here's what I learned. Your thyroid actually needs specific nutrients: iodine, selenium, and B vitamins. I started eating nuts for selenium, added sea vegetables for my natural iodine, and I started trying to prioritize the right type of sleep for me. The liquid absorption from Mary Ruth's really made a difference, especially for getting those added B vitamins that my thyroid was really craving. Pause and comment whether or not you've ever felt exhausted despite sleeping enough. I want to know I'm not alone in this. Hormone imbalance number 2 is that my adrenals became more burned out than a 90s R&B singer. I was experiencing that wired but tired feeling. Exhausted, but I couldn't fall asleep. Energy crashes at 3 p.m. will make you feel like you need to be face to face with a candy bowl or something to keep you awake. Or even feeling anxious and wound up, even when nothing stressful is actively happening. I mean, the world is stressful, but I'm talking about just nothing actively right next to you. Within a month of fixing this, I went from needing a nap every afternoon to having steady energy up until bedtime. My breakthrough came when I realized I couldn't supplement my way out of a lifestyle problem. I started eating balanced meals every 3 to 4 hours, especially within my eating window because I intermittent fast and I only have an 8-hour eating window, so I had to stack it properly. That helped to keep my blood sugar stable, and that takes massive pressure off your adrenals. Comment below if you're tired but wired at night. Let me know I'm not the only one that's dealt with this crazy cycle. Hormone imbalance number 3 was estrogen dominance. I've talked about this before, but honey, this one right here is sneaky. I started having heavier periods that lasted longer, especially after getting my menstrual cycle back. You see, I didn't have a menstrual cycle for a long time, okay? After conceiving Hunter and then maybe the year after breastfeeding for about 10 or almost 11 months, I didn't have a menstrual until good in November or December. So I went about 2 years without a regular menstrual cycle. When it came back, it was super heavy and it lasted longer. Now I had the mood swings that had me crying over dog videos, stubborn weight gain around my hips, thighs, and belly, and it would not budge. But here's what really caught my attention, and it caught it. All right, my body odor completely changed. Now, I've seen a lot of comments about my hormonal videos, and a lot of people are like, think about the things you're eating. Baby, I got that down pat. I know how to eat healthy. I know how to eat clean. I know how to get my blood test done, okay? And I know how to drink my water. But this was different. You know, if you're really, really keen on your body, you know when it smells differently. Click like if you know what I'm talking about. Y'all, I went from my regular deodorant working fine to needing a whole different approach. I mean, my armpits was literally laughing as I pulled out the deodorant sticks. My sweat composition literally changed because of the hormone shifts. And that's when I realized this thing affects everything. Within 6 weeks of supporting my liver's detox pathways, my periods actually became manageable again. And the stubborn hip, belly, and thigh weight, it started to shift. Now, of course, I was doing multiple things at that time, like eating cleaner, increasing my exercise, really changing my sleep habits. But all in all, I had to change this too. I started eating my cruciferous vegetables daily, reduced plastic containers because I did a lot of research on that. And I switched to my cleaner personal care products. As you all have known, I've gotten more and more refined and minimalistic and more straightforward with my approach to my body. Supporting your liver helps you to process excess estrogen naturally. Drop a comment if you found that your body has changed in ways that seem totally random. You are not imagining it. Hormone imbalance number 4 was insulin resistance creeping up on me like a ninja. I was having intense cravings for carbs and sugar at one point. Real bad. And I'm not that type of person, especially in the afternoon. And y'all, this was so weird for me because it was happening postpartum. I really didn't even have that strong of cravings during pregnancy. So especially in the afternoon, I would get hangry and angry. And that meant I had to eat like every few hours. Now to add to that, I was breastfeeding or breast pumping at that time. And I had those energy crashes that had me knocked out at my desk. That sound familiar? When you're insulin resistant, your cells stop responding to insulin properly. So glucose can't get in for energy. You're literally starving at the cellular level, while their blood sugar, on the other hand, stays elevated. The fix was surprisingly simple, but it required consistency. If you eat breakfast, start every day with a protein-rich meal. Eggs, Greek yogurt, or even a protein smoothie. Doesn't have to be nothing fancy. This stabilizes the blood sugar from the jump. But here's what really helped your girl. Intermittent fasting. Now, the science is fascinating. When you give your digestive system extended breaks, your insulin levels drop significantly. This allows your cells to become more sensitive to insulin again. Plus, if you know this, fasting triggers autophagy, which is like your body's cellular cleanup crew. Taking Mary Ruth's with my first meal of the day became a part of my routine. That's because those B vitamins and minerals really help with energy metabolism. When your body has exactly what it needs to process glucose properly, you don't get those wild energy swings. I also and personally stopped eating a lot of naked carbs. If I wanted fruit, I paired them with nuts. If I wanted some toast, I added something like avocado and eggs. Balancing macronutrients changed everything, whether you're fasting or not. Now let me know this in the comments. Would you like a video on how to start and stick with intermittent fasting safely? I have some strategies that help it feel real natural instead of like torture. Hormone imbalance number 5 was low progesterone, and this one stole my sleep and my sanity. Baby, I was lying awake at 2 a.m. Now, a part of why I was waking up feeling like I was hit by a truck is because I was lying awake at 2 a.m. p.m. Basically, with racing thoughts and anxiety. I was feeling anxious about things that normally wouldn't bother me. And my cycles, those were becoming more irregular and unpredictable. Plus, like I said, I was waking up feeling like I hadn't slept at all, even when I got 8 to 9 hours sometimes. Progesterone is actually your calming hormone. It really helps you to feel peaceful and sleep deeply. Now, I got a nice push of progesterone when I first conceived. My doctor at the time put me on progesterone just to make sure that my levels were meeting what I needed in order to continue carrying my pregnancy effectively. So I know it gives you that relaxation. When it's low, you feel like you're running on anxiety, even when your life is going well. The biggest game changer was making that evening time wind down routine. I stopped eating like 3 hours before bed, dim the light, do some gentle stretches or reading, or even just do some self-care. Now, I've showed y'all that before. It's not going to be perfect every time, but doing that sometimes and giving back to yourself with a nice little quaint playlist and some things like that, it can help you to relax yourself. Try to enter into no screens for at least 30 minutes to an hour before sleep. I also had to address stress because chronic stress actually depletes progesterone. Evening walks without my phone became a non-negotiable, or even a nice little jog to get out that last bit of anxious energy. And magnesium before bed actually helps my muscles to relax, and it helped my mind to quiet down even more. Quality sleep became my secret weapon for hormone balance, because when you sleep well, y'all, your body can actually make the hormones that you need. So what does my daily hormone support routine look like now? Let me walk y'all through it. Morning, I try to start with lemon and water to support my liver. And then during my first meal, I like to take my liquid multivitamin by Mary Ruth's, my non-negotiable for energy and hormone support. That liquid absorption makes a huge difference. I practice intermittent fasting, so I don't eat breakfast. But if you are a breakfast eater, make sure that you're getting a protein-rich one, not carb-filled. Eggs with avocado, protein smoothie with berries. This keeps the blood sugar stable and supports those adrenals. For me, I break my fast around 12:30 p.m. And that's going to be a protein-heavy meal, baby. We hitting all the bases. For me, the key is stabilizing the blood sugar, whether fasting or if you still eat breakfast. Some small things I do outside of my normal everyday exercise, like a jog or even lifting weights. I might do a 10-minute stretch or journaling session, take those evening walks without scrolling, and start winding down 2 hours before bed. So let's rapid fire recap what to look for and what to help fix. Thyroid dysfunction, cold hands, brain fog, brain wrapped in cotton, slow metabolism. You might have like Brazil nuts, sea vegetables, and quality sleep. For adrenal fatigue, you got that wired but tired feeling, 3 p.m. crashes. You want those balanced meals every 3 to 4 hours. For estrogen dominance, you might see heavier periods, mood swings, body changes. Cruciferous vegetables and reducing plastics really help there. For insulin resistance, cravings and hungry and angry spells. Protein breakfast and try to pad your carbs. No naked carbs. Get you some protein with that. Now, which one of these hit you like a brick wall? Comment the number that sounds exactly like your life right now. I'm curious about the one that resonates the most with our community. The key is picking one imbalance to focus on first, and your body is going to thank you for the consistency, and the results will continue to build on each other. If this helped you to understand a little bit more about what might be happening with your body, go ahead and smash that like button. Make sure that you comment and share this video with someone who can use it as well. Go ahead and subscribe as well. It's free of charge because we're building something special over here, and I want you to continue to be enhanced by this community. Make sure that you check out my website, which has amazing gifts for you over there, as well as my LTK shop, which has all my favorite health items that are affordable. And don't forget, if you want to try the internal support that's really been helpful for me, get 20% off site-wide on Amazon or at Mary Ruth's with my code MRO Dr. Nina. And supporting yourself from the inside out is going to make all the difference. Remember, you don't have to accept being tired as just being a part of aging. Your hormones can actually work for you instead of just against you. You just got to know how to support them. All right, y'all, Dr. Nina signing out. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.